Making up plays, you talking the game, get you to the days. We're out in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
Ooh, what's happening, everybody? We are here with the Real Talk NBA Playoff Edition, the Punch Your Teammate Edition, the
Oh, that what we starting off with?
Hey, it was a lot of punches thrown this weekend. Shakur threw some. Sebastian Fedor couldn't duck some. And then Kyle Anderson ate some. So, it's just is what it is. But I'm excited to be here with my fellas, my guys. We had the great Easter weekend. How is everybody feeling?
I'm feeling good. Feeling real good. You know what I mean? Especially I'm back with my two amigos right here, man. Ready to kick this show off right, man. I felt like I haven't had a Kenny and Ray argument in too long now, man. I got my fruit snacks. I'm ready. So y'all two ready to get into it already? Let's go. Say nah.
Kenny, what's going on, sir?
I'm good, man. Like I was telling y'all backstage, I just got back from sailing the high seas, so I'm a little sea lagged, or however you call it. My equilibrium is still a little off, but I'm good, man. Ready to tap in and talk some sports.
Cool. Well, we're gonna wake it up. I am excited for the playoffs, man. This is a great time of year. We really get to where the rubber meets the road, where the real meets the fake, where the cream rises to the top. So this is an exciting time for me. I did celebrate my birthday this weekend. So
yeah. How was your birthday?
Birthday was great. My birthday was great. I hung out with my kids mostly. I went to this Dinos Alive place. It was pretty cool. They enjoyed that. Had like these big old dinosaurs that moved and stuff. So a couple different rooms they had. So I thought it was worth the money. Went to see the Museum of Illusions. That was really cool. Some different optical illusions with your eyes. It was kind of trippy. I was holding my son in one of them. And it was like this bridge you walk across, but it's like a barrel kind of thing that just spinning around. And as you're walking through, it's like all these psychedelic lights. And so as you're walking, it makes you feel like you're turning with the wheel. And that was wild. And so at one point I had to like stop blinking, like, because I want to drop him because I felt like I was like, and then my daughter's in there like, hurry up, go, just look down. I'm like, well, at the moment, I can't exactly do that because I feel like I'm up. So that was fun. Then just eating good stuff like that. So exciting times. Church on Sunday, hung out with family, good times, and I got to get ready for my trip on Wednesday. So yeah, busy weekend. Busy weekend for me. Dave, what's going on in the podcast world? What's going on with your thoughts?
Oh man, you already know, man. I'm on my 102nd thought. That's about Angel Reese, LSU, Caitlin Clark, Dawn Staley in this, South Carolina, Derrick Rose finally retiring.
He just
and you said what happened?
I said he just retired.
Well, he not. Well, he season not over for him. You know, Knicks still in the playoffs, so
that's right.
And yeah, so that's out right now. You can catch me on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you can catch your streaming platforms for your podcast is that. Yeah. That's where I'm at, working on episode 103. That's we're gonna be about the playoff coming up. Going to be talking about the WNBA draft. So yeah, just to give y'all a little touch. That's coming up real soon, dropping this Thursday.
Okay, cool. Well, definitely check that out. Continue to tap into the thoughts. I know he be thinking over there. I'm not sure he got a lot. He's been thinking a lot about Lamar Jackson. We'll get into that in a moment.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh.
Oh, he's feeling good.
Y'all know what that means. I'm a little excitement.
Oh,
feeling good.
at this guy.
He's
Just a little
feeling
bit.
good.
Okay. Kenny, what's going on the podcast front? When we get our next interview?
Working. Well, it's either going to be, or it's not going to be. Either this Saturday or next Saturday. Just trying to finalize the date and the time. Going to be talking to a Black filmmaker and an author. So stay tuned for that. Once we get the details finalized, then we'll be posting it. So look for a new episode coming in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, bet. We'll be on the lookout for that. And you already know what it is. Mr. Ray Bond of the Bond Chronicles every Monday at noon. Patreon drops at 8 a.m. on Mondays, as well as usually an extra episode on Thursdays. So definitely tap in on that side, as well as making sure that you are liking, sharing, and subscribing all the content here. Support all of us. If you are entertained by us, share it. Turn on the notification so you know when we doing what we don't. Wow, Deb has his notebook out. He's going to do some homework.
I got to do some homework. You know, I got to study y'all too, man.
Well, just like the great Joe Budden, we are number one as far as I'm concerned. And can't nobody tell me otherwise, so take notes. But we got to get to it. Playoff picks, our recap. It was a grueling season. There were injuries. There were trades. There were fights of other proportions. There were tweets. There was drama. There were suspensions. There was all kinds of just craziness throughout this 82-game season, culminating in 10 teams making to the playoffs/play-in games. Those games will be played tomorrow and Wednesday. The 7 and 8 seeds will play the 9 and 10 seeds. So we don't have a finalized picture of our picks yet, but we can kind of round them a little bit into form. So, shall we? I will start with, I'll just go in order as I have them listed. Kenny, we're going to start on the east side with you, and I apologize. I do not have it pulled up.
I got it.
So you had the Bucks, which is a win for you. You had Brooklyn, a win for you. Miami, we're going to put a star next to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Boston is a win for you. Philly is a win for you. Cleveland, a win for you. You swapped in Indy.
That didn't work out.
It happened. And you got the Knicks. So you did get all of the top 6. You did pick them. So congratulations on that. Obviously, you went short with Indy, but you will have another chance with Miami to make sure you get 7 of 8, which is pretty impressive. I don't care who you are, given what went into the season. Myself, I have Milwaukee. We have all the same.
Except for Washington.
Back.
Yeah, you just missed Washington.
Oh, yeah, I missed Washington. So, Washington, I'm done. I was, dang, so quick on the draw.
I'm sorry. You said you was done.
7 of 8, just like my man. No, I'm 7 of 8. So Kenny, you're 6 of 8. And your Miami is a star.
Yeah, question. Yeah.
So we both missed. Well, we both missed one. You may or may not miss.
Well, you're the same because you got Miami too.
I do have Miami. You are right.
Yeah, we're the same.
We are in the exact same boat. 6 of 8. Let's go, baby. Come on, Miami. They just blew out Washington. Oh, I went to the Wizards game for my birthday.
Nice.
Hit me and was like, "Hey, you try and go?" So he had a box. So we went to see the nobodies. When I say the nobodies, I mean nobody played. It was awful basketball at the lowest of levels. Like
they played Miami, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so you saw UD's last game?
You seen that alley-oop?
dope. Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
I thought she was going. I thought. I'm
I
surprised you ain't take a shot. I just knew that was an alley-oop.
you know,
I thought it was too.
because it was in Washington, they didn't even highlight that. Like, I didn't even pay it any attention that was his last game when I went to the game. Wow, look at that, a part of history that no one's ever going to care about.
There
Didn't
it
they bring
is.
like a rocking chair out for him?
There it is.
They should have. And he been in the chair for the last 4 years anyway, so it's fine. It's custom fit. He'll yell at you from his chair, yeah, like an old man. Get off my couch. But whatever, congratulations. A job well done. A finesse king at its finest. Go UD. More power to him.
Now they just need to either hire the man as a head coach or for a front office position.
He'll be on the staff.
He gotta be. Yeah, he gotta be a part of the.
He's gonna be a part of the scout team first. They're gonna have to earn his stripes. He's gonna be part of that scout team. Then he's gonna make his way up to the front office.
Nothing wrong with that.
X's and O's. I feel like he's more of a mentor coach than a scout team player.
I mean, he could do player development, so he might, be a big man coach or something like that to get him started.
I don't know.
I knew it. The way you didn't even let your water go finish getting out the straw yet before you started talking. My man said, no. Golly. Boy, when Ray don't want to show no love, he ain't showing no love.
I didn't like that. But it's wild stuff sometimes. What do you want to teach? It's like a software developer. If you went to college a long time ago and you don't work at it, you lose it. What are you going to teach? To who?
Hey, yo. Stop, man. Like man, just because you stop, just because you don't play, come on, man. Don't do that.
Practice this year.
Just because you don't play don't mean you can't teach the skills or the fundamentals of the game. Don't do that.
How are we going to teach somebody how to be a modern big man? You think he could score on Bam?
He could still. He was shooting. Hey, that man had 20. What he had last night? 20 something. Did he have 20 something last night?
I wasn't honest. He ain't had that in one.
No, he had 13 in 9 minutes.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw somewhere he had 20-something points last night.
Okay. That was probably, back in the day. Okay. when he first got on the team.
Oh, my bad. I put a little extra barbecue sauce on it.
No, they played the Magic where UD went on.
Oh, okay. I know he had a good game somewhere. I know I read that somewhere.
24. He had 24.
Yeah, see?
Oh, what? Oh, my bad.
Come on, man.
I just seen the last game when he dropped 13 in the alley-oop.
Don't do it to that.
He was 9 of 17, 3 of 7 from 3. Probably career highs.
Well, let that one go by me.
He played 25 minutes. He has not played 25 minutes in the last 3 years combined. We know that.
So 24 points in 25 minutes, that's impressive.
That is super impressive. I'm not taking away from that.
So he can still play. So you can't.
He cannot play. Man. He most definitely low managed throughout the season.
But I'm saying, like you talking about, he can't teach nothing, but the dude can still put up 24
right.
points.
And you know what? Let me put some respect on his name. He went to Florida. I grew up a Gator fan, so let me lay off UD. He's all right.
Let's see how you finish that water sip.
Nah, I'm off him. Respect. UD, the veteran. Respect. Dev, we got Boston, Philly, Cleveland, Milwaukee. You have an Indy, so we lost an Indy. You also have Miami, and you have Atlanta. Ooh, the Knicks, you're good. You got Atlanta and Miami.
Oof, 2 asterisks. Don't they face each other?
They do.
Well, 1 asterisk.
Nah, because it's weird how they do it. So
yeah, because if you lose,
that's right.
Down to the,
right.
Get a second chance.
If the Hawks lose, or if either of them lose, actually, they'll play the winner of the Toronto-Chicago game.
Mm-hmm.
So you still good, even if they lose. Well, one of them's one you're guaranteed. So you're guaranteed one actually.
Yeah,
So
want
that
to
would
get
be
in.
1, 2, 3, 4. You have 6 locks, and
So,
then you have Atlanta or Miami as a maybe, and then
so I got a chance to get in all 8. I got a chance.
now you have Indy, so Indy's out.
Yeah, so you got 7 as your best.
Okay.
7 is your best bet.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like we playing spades. We got 6 in a possible.
Yeah.
Depending on that card, I ain't counting as a possible.
Yeah.
If it's a spade, we might count it, but if it's like a 2 of heart, no, we don't want it.
It's in our best interest for Miami to win tomorrow. That would make life great. We all benefit from Miami winning tomorrow. They're 3 games clear of Atlanta, so I'm not super concerned. And then we can talk about what happens to Atlanta once they lose. But let's keep it moving. There we got matchup picks. Perfect. We're here. So we'll start with the play-in. And because of the timing, we're going to do the rest of the series as well, as best as we envision they will match up to be with some of the playing teams. But the series will have started by the time we're all back together.
Well, hold on. So maybe it'd be easy for us just to do the play-ins and then the actual matchups that we know. Or maybe just do the matchups that we know and then wait for the play-ins.
But I know some Laker fans in here might think an upset's coming. So
upset's coming. Upset is coming.
Here we go.
I don't care what you say. Upset is coming.
Here, y'all. Let me give y'all. Y'all want to upset? Y'all need to lose.
No, I don't want to lose. I want Memphis first round. No big men really, except for Jarrett Jackson. You get him in foul trouble. Who is that big man?
Are you prepared to say that the Lakers
sound like to me?
Well, we ain't got to the picks yet because we said we wasn't going to do that. But are you saying you would pick the Lakers over the Memphis Ja Morant shoot 'em up Grizzlies?
Yes, I would. With the gun side. Yes, I'm taking them. Taking the Lakers. I like them.
So who's guarding him?
Let him score. Let him score. You gotta shut down the supporting cast, in my opinion. This is where I believe that the Grizzlies can win without Ja. You know, I mean, they already improved it so many times. So if you just let Ja go off, you just cut down Bane, you cut down Jarrett Jackson. Now where's the other scoring gonna come from? Nobody's on here can really say that Dylan Brooks is that guy. Nobody.
He's not.
You know what I mean? So if you can just take away Desmond Bane in his high shooting and Jarrett Jackson and his rebounding, and he can most definitely score on a post too. You know what I mean? If we can not stop them, but contain them as best as we possibly can. Ja is going to be Ja. You know what I mean? We don't have a guy that's going to really jump with Ja or anything in that nature. We have a guy that can run with Ja? I think Dennis Schroeder and D'Lo can run with him. You know what I mean? But to actually fly with the guy, Ja got that. Hands down. So you go with the Jordan rule. Don't let him jump. You know what I mean? Start beating him up. Let him get frustrated. See if we can get in his head. And if that can happen, we already seen what the Warriors had did to the Grizzlies once they got into their heads and got into their psyche. So I really do like the Lakers' chance against the Grizzlies. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's going to be a clean sweep. I'm not going to say it's going to be an easy series for the Lakers because the Grizzlies are that team. You know what I mean? They are a number 2 seed for a reason. But I would take the Lakers over the Grizzlies.
Okay. Well, we will continue to track that and see what happens. But let's get into these picks. We can start in the East. And we have first up, we have the Hawks and the Heat. We will go around and see who picks who. Kenny, I'll start with you first. You have Hawks or Heat?
Oh man,
Deep
yeah,
breath.
it's a tough call for me.
Oh,
Well, I'm gonna go.
Miami. In
Oh,
Miami.
Miami. Yeah, I'm going Miami then. Yeah, Miami. Yeah, battle tested, playoff tested. We know Jimmy Butler is a different version of himself in the playoffs. So I just don't see. And then to your point, that the Hawks have kind of been hit and miss for a majority of the season. So them going on the road, I can't say with any I can't put any confidence in them. So I'm going Miami.
Okay. Good with Kenny, down with Miami. I've been out on Atlanta all year. I don't think it was. I never thought it would work, and I still think there's some tinkering to do. I think there's a lot of potential there. I think Trae Young is a highly valuable trade piece, trade asset. Um, so I'll be curious to see what becomes of him and them. But I just trust the Miami pedigree. I think Pat Riley and them will be there. I think Eric Spoelstra will have the boys ready. I think Jimmy Butler will come to play. Tyler Hero will come to play. Bam Adebayo better come to play. And if UD is who y'all tell me UD is, he should have them ready to come and play. So I just think they're just the better team from top to bottom, for organizationally. That's my 2 cents. Dev, who you got?
I like Miami. I think Miami most definitely because of their coaching. I think Eric Spoelstra is the better coach than Quinn Snyder. Miami already been battle tested multiple times. Atlanta is just a lot of confusion and dysfunction down there. I don't think Deontay Murray and Trae Young is going to be enough for those people that you just mentioned: Hero, Bam, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry. They all these guys has been some type of winning form, in their careers. And like I said, Eric Spoelstra is the better coach, so I like Miami.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. 'Cause the other part is that Quinn Snyder is basically got this team halfway through the season, and now he's gonna have to try to coast them in the playoffs. That's a tough job.
Mm-hmm.
So do we think he stays?
Quinn
Yeah,
Snyder.
he got like a 4-year contract.
Oh, I didn't know that. Finalizing. Okay.
Yeah.
But to your point, though, Ray, like you said in the beginning, I don't think one of the. I think Trae on his way out.
I think they brought Snyder in because they think he can make it work, but I don't think he can make it work. And so I don't know. In that case, I didn't know they had already extended him. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I wanted to say they brought him in on the 4-year deal, but I'm gonna double check real quick.
So in that case, I think they run it back with an off season together, with him able to implement his offense and really see if it works first. I don't know where Trae is in his deal. I think he's pretty early on. I think he's only a year or two in. Murray just got his deal as well. So
Right.
Yeah, it's a 5-year deal.
neither have much leverage for Snyder.
Yeah.
So nobody has any leverage to per se.
Unless Trae come out and demand the trade, throughout the summer.
I think that would be silly. But there wasn't anything about that in the CBA. Is there about trade requests? It's just the minimum games played. There was nothing about trade requesting or
I didn't see nothing or heard anything about trade requests. It was just the minimum games, the drug testing. They took marijuana out of it.
Because I know there was concerns about players holding teams hostage and stuff like that, and that doesn't seem like they got addressed. So whatever. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I think now that with that in context, Trae will be back, and I just think they won't go nowhere. But all right, so we'll move on over to the Western side, which is the game. Well, I think a game we thought would be more competitive until Rudy Gobert decided to insert himself. But even with that in mind, it is a 7-8 matchup. Anthony Edwards is still playing. A lot of people may say this is almost the Minnesota team of last year without Rudy. That might be even more dangerous. Obviously, no D'Angelo Russell, but maybe they get back to what they used to do. So, with that being said, Dev, I'll start with you as our resident Lakers fan. What do you presume to take place?
Oh, we know what he's gonna
Oh,
say.
I got the Lakers winning. Didn't matter who they faced in this 7 AC matchup. I had them winning this one just to get in. Minnesota, I still not a believer in the cat. He still got some making up to do. This team, I really don't see it. I think they're gonna be dependent on Ant-Man way too much to try to be the hero. And like you said, they don't have D'Lo. They got Mike Conley, who normally doesn't really finish the season. You know, I mean, this is probably the first time in the last couple of years that Mike Conley has made the postseason. And even if he did make the postseason with the Utah Jazz, it was all about Donovan Mitchell. So I don't think that's the upgrade in the point guard position from D'Lo and Rudy Gobert. If you're the guy that you solely went out there just to grab rebounds for real and block shots, it's not going to be there. You kind of making it easy on the Lakers of how they want to play. It's going to be a physical game. It's going to be LeBron wants to get downhill. AD trying to get to the line and grab as many rebounds as he possibly can. Not 100% sure if Tristan Thompson going to play. I'm not saying he's going to be the scorer or the second leading scorer that's going to help the Lakers go into the playoff deep into the playoffs. But Tristan Thompson do know his role. He can grab rebounds. He can get to the free throw line. He do know what it's like to play with LeBron in the playoff.
Thompson.
Yeah, they signed him to the playoff. They signed him to the playoff roster.
Bring my baby daddy home.
But
they're a powerful group.
Yeah, but like I said, I was shocked when I seen Tristan Thompson's name popped up on the playoff roster. I was like, he ain't even played all season for real, and he on the playoff roster. But I think that's move because Mo Bamba
Hall of Fame. What you mean?
You said what?
No, good.
You said that man Hall of Fame? Guess you want to add Chris Humphries too, huh? They the Hall of Fame, all right.
Tristan different. That's a different type of animal. Chris Humphries, he ain't do what he was supposed to do.
He ain't last long or something.
Not long
one part of the family long enough.
Yeah.
Not at all. But I think he's another big. I think they got rid of Thomas Bryant. Didn't they let him go at one point?
But no, we traded him.
We traded him to Denver.
Yeah, where he don't get no minutes.
That was the part that was crazy for me. Like certain people in the league, I just don't understand. JaVale McGee's one, Thomas Bryant's another one. There's been some other people that I'm just like, I don't understand why they don't fit some places. Bones Highland, I was shocked when Denver let him go, like for what they let him go for. Mm-hmm. But whatever, they get paid the money to make the decisions. So another big, I guess that works. Maybe
we had no other big behind Anthony Davis.
And I was
Mo Bamba, he hurt, right? He hurt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he only played 2 or 3 games since that trade.
He played the other night, didn't he?
No, no.
He played against the Suns. Let me see. Did he play against the Jazz?
No, he ain't playing against the Jazz. I watched that game.
He played a minute.
Get that out of here.
Nah, they got him as a minute. Him and Max Christie played a minute apiece.
Oh, it must have been like a couple seconds, like when it's like 45 seconds left.
Yeah.
They must have rounded it off and gave you a minute.
Man, young people go play with LeBron and just die. Mo Bamba has become a non.
Well, Mo Bamba his career was dying in Orlando.
It was,
but it wasn't. Like he's had moments, and now he looks just dead. Like 1 minute, he was getting more than that in Orlando. They moved him because they really.
He was getting more minutes than when he first got on the team. He just it was just like I don't know what injury he had. It was just he was gone.
All right, I hear y'all, but here's my issue, and I ain't no hater. Like I recognize.
It come Ray Bayless.
It's just hard for me to buy this Lakers team. Like they just.
But to be fair, they've had the best record in the West since they made that trade. So they clearly have been better as a result.
I also think they beat a lot of bad teams, and I see them feel like they struggled beating a lot of bad teams.
I'm with you on that
one. I saw them versus the Clippers. And I have no idea what Minnesota team we're gonna get. I don't know if we're gonna get a supremely tight-knit, motivated team, or we're gonna get a team in disarray because there's no leadership there as is. It's hard to bet against LeBron under these circumstances, so I'm not. I'm gonna say the Lakers get it done, but I just wish I saw consistent dominance from Anthony Davis. If he could just I think me and Kenny was talking about that one episode. Somebody was talking about if he could just give me that consistent at this point, I don't even need 30 or 15. Oh, I was talking to a guy at my job about it. I don't even need 30 and 15. If you can give me 28 and 13 every night. In this next game, there's no reason he should have less than 28 and 15. Like Karl Anthony Towns can't do nothing with it.
I don't think so.
He might give us what he just gave us in the biggest game of the year at Utah to try and finalize their positioning, 16 and 13. You're not going to win series if you're scoring 16 and 13 out of your second best player, and LeBron got to give you 36. You're not going to win series like that. And that's just the frustrating part of Anthony Davis. But I'm going to go Lakers over Minnesota. Kenny, who you got?
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm like Dev. I'm not really sold on Minnesota, especially now with this turmoil going on and this distraction. That makes me even less confident in them being able to pull this together. And then also losing Jaden McDaniel, who's a perimeter defender that they could have used against LeBron. Like that's a big loss. Not to mention having Gobert being suspended. So I just don't like the vibes around them. So I'm definitely going with the Lakers.
I understand. I'm with that. So that leads us to our next set of games on Wednesday. We have Bulls Raptors. I was about to say, I could not be less excited for a game.
I think that's who I switched out. The Bulls for the Pacers. I can't remember. I think
you did. That's what the Bulls been at the bottom for the longest. They kind of stuck their way back in.
No, I think y'all swapped the Raptors. I felt like somebody was taking the Raptors.
I think I swapped.
Yeah, maybe Ray did, but I think I swapped the Bulls because I was saying I wasn't. I now remember that is who I swapped out because I always said that I was like Ray when it comes to DeMar DeRozan and Levine fitting together. I always had questions about whether that was a good fit, and I still have questions about it. So yeah, that's who I switched.
Got it. So I'm going to start this conversation this way. Who the heck is Scotty Barnes? I've been hearing that name for a while. And he's been untouchable in trades the last year or two. And I don't see it. I haven't seen it. I'm not sure. Tyrese Halliburton, I saw, but I understood why there was some pushback on trading him. I don't understand what is so special about Mr. Scotty Barnes. He's not Jeremy Grant. I'm not going to say he's that. But these are the games, if you're supposed to be that guy, I need you to show up and be some kind of guy. And so I am going to be watching to see what happens. I do think Toronto is the better team, and it is in Toronto. I believe all COVID restrictions are lifted, so I don't think it'll impact anybody. I haven't heard that talked about.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I know Canada had some issues before. I think we're good over that. For what it's worth, Toronto is favored by 5 in this game. So I am going to go Toronto. I just not a believer in the Chicago Bulls. I'm not upset if they win, but I just don't see it. Kenny, who you got?
Yeah, I'm with you. Like I said, I haven't been a big believer in the Rose and Levine combination. And another thing is, I think Vucevic is he's just a stat stuffer. He's just an offensive center that brings nothing to the defensive end. So I just don't I just don't like that matchup because, to your point about Scotty Barnes, one of the things that he can do is get to the basket, and I don't. There's nobody that's going to rim protector because Vucevic that's not what he does. So I think that they're going to really have a tough time, and I'm going with Toronto at home.
Okay, Dev, who you got?
I might as well just lock it in with y'all because this game is just going to be ugly. I'm gonna go with Toronto. Bulls don't have a strong enough identity, and I think at least Toronto still have that championship identity a little bit just because they still have Nick Nurse. It still is their coach. The Chicago, they like I said, they don't have no identity. They don't have nobody that I feel that's going to actually say I'm comfortable. They said it's going to bring them home. Because 1 minute Levine can go for 30, then DeRozan will disappear and have 12. It'd be vice versa. DeRozan might have 30, and then Levine will have 10. You know what I mean? And like what Kenny said, Vucevic is he's just there. You know what I mean? It seemed like a good trade at first when he first got there. But now it's just like he's just there. And the Bulls, like I just think the Bulls just don't have an identity. They don't have the go-to guy that they can bring home. They say bring us home. So Toronto, I just like with their young core: Pascal Siakam, OG, Scotty Barnes, Van Vliet. That core seems like more of a team that's put together and ready to at least make a playoff run. So I like the Raps.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, we have Thunder at Pelicans. Dev, who you got?
Pelicans. You already should know now. I've been I just need the Pelicans, man. I've been voting for them. I've been cheering for them. I think Willie Green has did a decent job without having Zion, at least keeping them.
Is there any word on him? Is he going to play in the playoffs?
Zion is not playing in the first round or in the play-in game. They announced that.
Okay.
That first round is if they make the first round, it all depends on.
So he's at least a week away.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, I'm going with the Pelicans. Seeing like I've been rooting for them all year. There's no reason to turn my back on them now.
Kenny?
Yeah, I'm the same. I have been high on the Pelicans all year. Well, I should say I started in the preseason. I thought that they would be a really dangerous club with CJ and Zion and beyond. I just thought that was a really solid big three. Unfortunately, Zion went down, but I think they still have enough, and I think that people are going to have to start talking about Brandon Ingram in terms of the top players in this league. He's one of those guys that's quietly starting to show that he's one of the top players in this league. And
he just got to stay healthy for me.
Yeah, that's it. And and that was always going to be the question going in because of his body. But it seems like his if he can, and he's still young. I think he's probably only 22, 23 years old. So I don't think we've seen the ceiling for him. So I think he's going to really assert himself. He started asserting himself last year in the playoffs, so I think he's going to do that again. So I got the Pelicans.
Interesting.
Here it comes. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Here it comes.
You're just gonna fire him off ahead of time, huh?
Yep. I can see the look in his eyes. He got that killer instinct.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. One, we've had all the same picks thus far, and that just scares the heck out of me when I pick with y'all. Secondly, I just like SGA. I think y'all talking about.
Oh, I get it. That's even one of my favorites.
I think SGA will be the best player on the court in this series. Not series, in this game. And that to me, I think, is what matters. Now, for what it's worth, I've seen Brandon Ingram hit some big shots in some big moments. So I am not lost on both teams having guys that can go get a bucket when you need them to get a bucket. I just don't know what the heck is with New Orleans. I felt that way about Jacksonville in football, and they really finally put it together at the end, and I think they're going to be dangerous next year. I don't feel New Orleans really rounded that corner. They kind of barely made it, kind of never would have made it into the playoffs, and I don't like that. I know Oklahoma City is probably not as good of a team. They may not be ready, but I like them. If Lou Dort can hit some open shots,
that's always the question.
I think Oklahoma City gets it done. If he's not hitting open shots, I think they got no shot. They need at least 15 out of him. If he can't give them 15, then I think they lose.
And they need a 15 or 20 from Giddey too.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I think the Pelicans supporting cast is a little bit better than the Thunder, in my opinion.
Even if SGA get 30, you're still gonna have to have another 20-point score because look, man, these games are 120 points.
I think that's about to change. I think these numbers are about to come down. We ain't about to have.
I don't know. Maybe some, but I don't think a lot.
I think the points are going to come down in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, the game slows down, of course, but I don't think it's going to be like we're going to have no games in the 90s.
Oh, no.
I'm not saying that, but I don't think you necessarily need. I don't think that.
I'm sure you're not going to have the 120 and the 130 games we've had. I'm with you there.
I think they will. The Thunder they scored 114 and Giddey had 17. And SGA had 22. I can see SGA being closer to 30, Giddey being in that 12 to 15, but he's going to need to give me that 8 and 8, 9 and 9, close to triple double. Mm-hmm. I need that kind of impact out of him.
Right.
Dort, I need to score, and SGA got to be SGA. He got to be the best player on the court. In order for them to win, I think they can. I don't think New Orleans is a great home court advantage. So that doesn't threaten me.
I don't know. LSU just had that parade down there. There might be still some of that vibe down there.
Yeah, Mardi Gras.
I'm just saying. All right, my bad.
Little situation.
I'm not really worried about going into the Smoothie King Center and
what did the name of the arena had to do with it?
It ain't the pit or the hole. It's Smoothie King Arena. Like, what are we talking about? At least at crypto.com, I might get taken advantage of or something, but who knows?
What?
But no, I'm going that way. I'm gonna go OKC and hope for the best in that. On the other side of things, we have. Oh, no, you said you wanted to pick the games we do got or we do know. So let me.
Well, I mean, you know what? That's fine. We could do that. We could just pick those, and then we'll go back and pick the series once we know the actual matchups, all the matchups.
Okay. So I do want to do so in these hypotheticals. We had Miami, LA, Toronto, New Orleans for Kenny, Miami, LA, Toronto, Oklahoma City for me, Miami, LA, Toronto, New Orleans. So that would mean that Minnesota would have to play. Let me do a second. Minnesota would be playing for you, Kenny, New Orleans. I would have or the same versus OKC, and then you would have it for New Orleans Dev. So in that game, Kenny, who you got?
What was the matchup?
It'll be for you. It's Minnesota since they lost to the Lakers, playing New Orleans, the winner of that game for the 8th.
Oh yeah, New Orleans again. I'm going New Orleans again. Yeah, because like I said, the Minnesota is too toxic, and even with Gobert potentially coming back, like I said, you losing Jaden McDaniel, I think that's going to hurt them more than people are really saying. So yeah, I'm going New Orleans again because I think that Brandon Ingram's going to have a couple of big games. He's going to have something to say.
Okay, so let's stay there then. So given what you're suggesting happening, does Chris Finch stay on with this kind of collapse at the end of the year?
That's a good question. Oh man, I don't know. I can't really say definitively either way because you just made that trade for Gobert. You want to see how that all is going to play out. Do you think another coach is going to be the one that's going to put you over the top? And if so, is there a coach that you believe that's going to be better than what you already have? So I think
from Boston that's out there.
Oh yeah, you got a point there. Udoka is out there. You're right. Although I think he's going to wind up getting that. I think he's going to be a candidate for the Pistons job as well. But that's another subject for another.
I think he's going to go candidate for that Houston job.
Yeah, I would rather go. I think I would go Detroit if I had to pick. If I had to pick it all three, I'm going with Detroit because I think they got something
over Minnesota's job.
Yeah, because I don't like that combination. The Gobert and that's another combination I don't think is going to work.
Gobert and I guess I'll break my hot take here. I think they're suspending him right now, but I think they're going to see if they can void that contract. I think if there is language in that contract to get them out of that deal, I think they're going to try and move on because his value's plummeted and it didn't work. So
yeah, but who's going to take on all that money?
No, I'm saying like contract detrimental, like.
To try to get they only suspended him one game. They already suspended him. I don't think that's all. I think that's all they could do.
Right for now, because they said where he punched him and they put on the happy face. But I think that's what they're trying to pursue because his value's plummeted. You're never gonna get the value back, and the situation didn't work. And I think it was Anderson said in the hallway, and now we've jumped topics, but he's like, somebody gotta go. They got a decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've seen that too.
And Kyle Anderson ain't no slump. Like he's well respected in the league, in my opinion. I think you risk losing the locker room, bringing him back in. So I think you got to move him, and I think the easiest way to move him is to cut him. And if you're gonna cut him in the NBA, them contracts be guaranteed, unless they can.
I don't think that's enough.
I think it's a lawsuit. I think it's a fight, but I
don't think it's enough for them to be able to try to void his deal. Like
that's what they did with AB, and he had to sue, and I don't know what the end of that was, but it becomes a lawsuit. But I think they can say this contract detrimental.
Yeah, I don't think they do that. I don't. We'll see though.
We'll see. But back to it. I said, oh no, you have New Orleans.
I got New Orleans.
18. Dev, you would have the same scenario. Minnesota playing New Orleans. Who would you pick?
New Orleans. I don't have no faith in Minnesota at all. I'm not a fan of Rudy Gobert. Not a fan of the Cat. I don't see nothing right in this play-in. They don't got Patrick Beverly that's going to swing his jersey at the end of the game, throw his jersey in the crowd. So that energy is gone. So I just don't see it, man. I just think New Orleans has a a younger core. Even when they bring back Rudy Gobert, I just think that they're just gonna run him. And Rudy Gobert and I think the Pelicans have a deep enough bench than Minnesota that they can do that. So like I said, I just don't fully believe in Minnesota.
All right. So that's where we're different. I do. I think they're a solid team. I think there's still a lot of talent there. I just think they had to get the toxic person out the locker room. I think this is a culmination, and everything I needed to know was I saw when Draymond punched Jordan Poole, I saw everybody kind of stand around, slowly walking, not too big of a deal. Nobody rushed Draymond. But Rudy Gobert swung at Kyle Anderson. I forget who the guy was, but he immediately went to Rudy
Tayshaun
Gobert.
Print, not Tayshaun, but Tayshaun Print. Yeah, told you something like that.
Yeah, like that told me a lot. The big free agent came in, they went to go get him. And he did throw the punch. But I think when you're more well respected, they handle you a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I think this team is going to be better without Rudy Gobert. I think most people thought that before they made the trade. That to me makes this a very dangerous team. And especially because I have Oklahoma City winning, I don't know what y'all been seeing out in New Orleans recently that y'all like so much. And if I'm missing it, I'm missing it. I have not seen this dominant Brandon Ingram or team in any capacity. I know what I think they should have been. And I know I've also seen a lot of those individual players underperform on a lot of different situations. So if I'm wrong, I would love to be wrong. I hope New Orleans can advance. I would love to see Zion get back. I think they could get really dangerous in that scenario if they hit their stride here and get Zion's energy back. But I don't see that. So I have Minnesota going in as my 8. On the East side, we would have the Hawks playing the Raptors. Dev, who you got?
Raptors.
And I believe that would be in Atlanta because Atlanta's the 8 seed.
I think I still would choose Toronto.
That's the other part in that equation. Y'all have New Orleans going to Minnesota beating them also.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So it's in Atlanta. You got?
I take Toronto because, like I said, I'm just not sold on the whole Trae Young and Quinn Snyder combination. I just think Toronto is peaking at the okay time. I'm not going to say the right time because they should have been out of the play-in a long time ago, in my opinion. I just like Toronto. Don't really have no facts behind it. I just think Toronto is a better team.
Okay. Just for perspective, Miami has won 1 game in a row. Toronto's won 1 game in a row. The Bulls have won 2 games in a row, and Atlanta has lost 2 games in a row heading into the playoffs. Atlanta's losses were to the Celtics and the Sixers, for what it's worth.
Top of the playoff chain right there. So even if they do make the AC, they're going to have to face one of them juggernauts. You know what I mean?
Especially on the East side, whoever's the 7 or 8 seeds are inconsequential. I see the 1 and 2s sweeping in both cases. Like there's little left or imagination I have on the East side. On the West, it could get tricky. It could get tricky, in my opinion. So Kenny, who you got? Toronto in Atlanta.
Toronto in Atlanta.
See, these games tricky, boy.
These
bottom feeders, boy.
To the league's credit, like I know there's a lot of questions about this whole play-in tournament, but I think they got it right. Like these games have some meaning. But I'm gonna pick the Hawks. I'm gonna pick the Hawks in Atlanta. Of course, Trae seems to always show out in the playoffs at home. So I think they pull it out. but I think it's going to be a close game.
Here's the secret ingredient in this equation. Those boys up in Canada are coming to the A. I don't know if you know what it's like in the A when it's summer.
Saying distractions.
I think distractions will be aplenty. I think that is an environment with a very young team that ain't real sold on moving on to the next round because they know, like we know, they ain't going nowhere.
But Toronto's live too, so they ain't like.
I hear you.
Said it ain't Freaknik live though.
2 Chainz, Lil Baby, P, everybody at sitting courtside. You gonna have Drake and you have Drake, and that's about it. It's different. I think the energy gonna be different. I think the moment is gonna be different. I think to your point, Kenny, Trae Young at home, rumors of his last game in Atlanta. I think it's DeJounte Murray. I believe he's a clutch performer. I think they figure it out. I think they figure it out and get into that 8 spot, and then 4 games later they'll be gone.
Quick question.
Yes.
Between him and Van Vliet, Trae Young, Van Vliet, who will have a better shoot night?
That's a good question.
Because that, depending on who has a better shoot night, I believe that's how the team.
You could be right.
If I would say this, if Van Vliet's on and Trae Young is cold, like he's shooting and missing, I 100% agree with you. I trust Van Vliet more. I'll say that.
Okay.
I think he's more likely to go on the road and have a big game. This is on the road though. I'm gonna go Trae.
Okay.
I think Trae has a better game. I think at home, Trae Young, we get the best Trae. I think we get the best Trae. Okay.
Yeah, I picked the Hawks.
He picked the Hawks.
Better game.
At Trae Young. I said, yeah, I think Trae Young. Yeah, he's gonna get busy at home.
All right. So that leads us to we can just do the first round for the sake of time, and then we can do another time. We'll start.
Take us all away. So no, I'm playing.
The first round will start in the West, and the 1-8 matchup is going to be Denver, and I think in y'all scenarios it would be Denver, New Orleans.
Yeah, I thought we was gonna wait to do the pick once everything's finalized.
So we're just doing 3, 6, and 4, 5s.
Yeah, we just do let's just do the play-ins and then we'll predict the series once the play-in is done.
But I don't think Ray will be back.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Ray might not be back in enough time.
Because when do the real games start? This weekend, right?
Hey, yo.
That's not what I meant. It's not. Oh man.
Oh man. What are we doing? Pickup games for the players?
Yeah, you know LA Fitness.
Hey,
it's AU game right here, Kenny. Some man's at the real game. Tell them how you really feel, Ray.
But the next round of the playoffs.
I mean, the first round.
I think it's the first two. I think we start Thursday, and then the first round starts on Monday. I'm about to check.
Nah, I thought we played like the 16th. I thought it started like the 16th.
I'm checking right now. I'll tell you for sure.
Yes, I think the series starts on the 16th.
Let me see here. That one just the Hawks scores. All right,
or is it the 15th?
Yeah, the games start tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the play-in.
That's the play-in.
Right.
But I think I think Series 1 it starts the 15th, 16th. That's Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday. So this weekend. The first
that's what I'm saying. This weekend. But that's what I'm saying.
Ray won't be here Thursday.
Thursday show.
Okay, all right. So let's do it.
Now, if y'all gonna have the show without me, I can just send my picks in. But if not, then we want to get them out.
No, okay, let's do it.
Let's go ahead and rock them out just in case.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I like. Well, no, it will matter for one, and it's cool. We'll just hypotheticalize it.
Yeah,
The
because I
first
don't think
round-
nobody picking. Only person picking an A seed is Dev.
and he has them at the 7 seed, beating Memphis. So,
Okay. That's right.
God bless
Yeah.
him.
Y'all got that. Get that on camera. I said it.
Oh, it is. We live.
We live, baby.
That's already gone. You locked in.
Right.
So
we can skip that one.
let's see. We got for the first. So you got Denver. You'd have Denver beating New Orleans in the first round. Is that right, Kenny? Or you picking New Orleans?
Yes. I'm picking Denver. First round. I'm picking Denver.
I would have Denver, Minnesota. I'd have Denver, Minnesota.
You picking Denver? There's nothing.
Yeah, I don't know why you thinking hard.
I'm trying to debate that. Knock it off.
You know, Jokic and he going to destroy Gobert.
I told y'all. I think Gobert's gone. I'm just telling you, that's my internal hypothesis. He might be back. If he comes back, they're not winning. Let me make that clear. Whatever my picks were, that's in the event he does not come back. If he come back, everything else said about team chemistry, I 100% agree with. He's going to screw it up. But if he's not back, I like Minnesota. I like them coming into this year. When y'all killed the trade, I thought it could work. I thought you could move Carl to the 4, have Gobert playing defense, have Carl on offense, and D'Lo and Anthony Edwards would be a good mix. I like this Minnesota team. I also don't like Denver. I've been very clear on my lack of appreciation for Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray. I don't know why they got rid of Bones Highland. I'm not the biggest Aaron Gordon fan as a playoff contributor. So that leaves me with Jokic. I saw what Golden State did to him in the first round last year. So obviously, conventional wisdom says Denver should sweep the floor with Minnesota. I don't see that happening in the matchup, and I don't think there's a huge advantage when it comes to coaching either. Denver won't go out in the first. They won't let Denver go. Denver won't go out in the first.
You went around the corner, but you basically came up the street.
Here's what I will say. Okay, I'll let you off easy.
I ain't heard that in a minute.
I'm letting people off. We're not letting each other off easy. This is real talk. I need pick. What is the series?
Games?
Yeah, we need games. We're not just picking a winner. What's the series score?
Okay.
You talking crazy like this is not even close.
You
got Denver.
I'll say Denver in 6.
But that's not that uncompetitive. If you got Minnesota winning 2 games versus the 1 seed, that's a good performance.
No, he got New Orleans.
And you was the one that was taking forever to make your pick. I didn't say. But
that means it's a competitive series. Y'all acting like it wasn't going to be competitive. 4-2 is competitive.
Yeah, I'm just saying I like Denver. There's no question about who I'm picking.
Okay, Dev, what you got?
Have what? Denver and what? New Orleans?
Yeah.
If they don't have Zion back, that might be a sweep. Or 4-1. I'm going to go 4-1.
And I know I said that for you, Kenny, with Minnesota, but that wasn't your actual pick. You would have Denver versus New Orleans, and what would your pick be for that?
Yeah, that's what I was picking.
Oh, you was picking. I thought you were saying.
Yeah. I was 4-2 in New Orleans. Yeah.
And I also have.
If it's Minnesota, I'm going in 5.
Okay. Minnesota beats the team that you have there, the series will go shorter than the team that you have there.
Because I got more respect for New Orleans than I do Minnesota.
I hear you, but if you're saying, but if Minnesota's there, then I'm picking less games, that's where you lose. Because they did beat the team. But okay, y'all, there's Minnesota hate on the show. I don't know. Usually I'm the hater. Y'all got some Minnesota hate in your heart, and
it's just the wrong time of the year to have turmoil.
I agree, but Prince will be upset with you guys. Rest in peace. So we'll move to the second game. It'd be the 2-7 matchup for all of us. We all have the same matchup actually, which is Memphis and LA. Let's get to it, Dev. Who you got? And Rod. Sorry, Rod, I didn't put your comment up. I missed that.
Going Lakers.
Rod, definitely a Lakers fan.
Yeah, he's a Lakers fan.
He's wild.
I'm gonna go Lakers against that in that series. That's going 7 games. I think that's going to go 7 games. I think because I think Minnesota will struggle with the Lakers, and we already seen that the Lakers can't really close
Memphis.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm my bad. Memphis is having struggle closing out games, and we already seen that the Lakers can't close out teams. Period. You know what I mean? They be up 20 in the third quarter, and then once the fourth quarter come, man, it's a tie game. So I still pick the Lakers to win that series because, like I said, if you can let Ja do Ja, but everybody else is going to shut down that supporting cast. If you can contain that supporting cast, I think the Lakers could come out on top. So I'm gonna go with the Lakers.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Lakers.
Hey, I gotta keep going. I had to keep going. There's no reason to.
Okay. All right. So I actually have a question.
Okay.
I think the NFL was when we had the playoff, and it was like the script was a real thing. Like everybody's.
Oh, here you go with this script. Yeah, I'm sticking to the script.
In the NBA script, do they want Ja Morant advancing or LeBron James and Anthony Davis advancing?
I would think they probably want more of Ja so he can overcome that whole IG Live, But I'm pretty sure they wanted to push that IG Live behind him because Ja was on his way to be the face of the league. You know what I mean? So, I think if we want to stick to that type of script, Ja.
Okay, my follow up is, how do I ask that? I'll skip it. I'll come back to it. Kenny, your thoughts. Who do you think the Adam Silver, the potential next executive at Disney, would rather advance? Memphis or LA?
Oh, LA, of course, that's what they want. They want to advance for the ratings. But I'm picking Memphis in 7. I'm picking Memphis in 7. I think this is going to be a knockdown, drag out series. I think that we're going to, it's going to be high drama, and I'm picking Memphis in 7.
Okay.
Oh, do y'all see what Rod put up?
He did. He ain't wrong.
Oh man. It was like as soon as I looked in the corner, I was like, no, he didn't.
He ain't wrong.
Hey, there's truth in every joke.
Okay, so Kenny, in that scenario, I'll throw it back to you like I did about Minnesota losing. So in that scenario, if Memphis goes out in the first round to this Lakers team.
Oh, I picked Memphis in 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I picked Memphis.
So stay there. So with that being said, what are the Lakers then look to do?
I think they stand pat. I don't think that after all of those deals that they made, I think that they try to see if they can put a full season together with this crew, and see. Yeah, I'm not touching that. Yeah, I think they want to see how this team looks over a full season. I don't think they might do a little tinkering here and there, but I don't think they do anything major because and also because they traded away the cap space that they had with Russ's expiring contract. So I don't think that they really have a lot of room to do a lot. And then the other, and like I said before, I think that they try to see with these young pieces, mixing them in with LeBron. I think they want to see him. I think they want to see them over a full season and see how it looks.
Rod, I'm going to say that is disrespectful.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. That's a big fact.
That's not even close. Disrespect to Rudy Gobert. Like, we agree wholeheartedly.
That shouldn't even went up.
I'm with y'all. I hear you. Rudy Roo, Hootie Hoo, Boop de Boop. I get the record and I hear all that, but I got Memphis and Pop.
Wow.
I think they're just a better team.
Wow.
I think they're motivated, and I think a loss in the first round to this Lakers team means we got to reevaluate Ja Morant on a lot of levels.
Yeah,
so with you saying that, right?
Mm-hmm.
If so happened that the Lakers beat Memphis, and you said we got to evaluate Ja, what are we doing about Luka not making the playoffs from making all the way to the Western Conference?
Luka went to the Western Conference Finals last year. I saw what he's done in the bubble to the Clippers. I saw him go to the Western Conference Finals last year and lose to the champion and the Warriors. I see this as a bad year. I see some bad trades. Christian Wood didn't really work out. I don't know what the heck they was doing at the end of the year. I just think
trying to get investigated.
I think it's a bad year. I think that's much less for me a criticism of Luka. I think they need to figure out who works best. What kind of player works with Luka? Kyrie, I think they thought they could get the Dinwiddie, Jalen Brunson, but Kyrie's too good for that. So I think they got to find out how it works, but I do not have that same smoke for Luka that I would have any other scenario.
Okay. He only won today. Boy. He is on. He's
a hater. I just read that. You got to get the hate out your heart. Get the hate out your heart. Respect on the splash.
Oh man, he is on today, boy.
Yeah, I got
Mickey Free.
Give me Memphis 4-1.
I'll be sure. That is hilarious.
And quick work. And yeah, actually, as I'm looking, we might have to adjust a lot of our topics because this is going to take a little bit more time. But this is cool. So we have the 3-6 matchup, which is the Kings, my Kings. Man, they got the bad luck of the draw. Actually, I don't know if there was a win here. But they get the Warriors. Kings and Warriors.
Battle of North Carolina. No Cal
is going to bring them out. Both home games I expect to be electric. The energy should be lit live. I'm excited. It sucks. It sucks, but I'm excited. One way or another, I'm going to be pretty disappointed in the outcome.
Bro, you gotta start this one, huh?
I can't wait to hear this pick.
You gotta start this one off.
This is tough for me. It is tough.
Should be easy.
Yeah, the way you was hooting and hollering about the Kings, man, I thought this would have been easy for you.
But he ain't hooting high no more than he would for his GOAT, Steph.
Listen.
So is Steph gonna be a Rod? Is Steph Mickey Free or LB Short? Which one is Steph?
Y'all be mad this. I will say this. Currently, Vegas has the Kings as a 1-point favorite for the game. Saturday night. I'm about to try and find a way to watch that. But yeah, I gotta go with my Dubs, man. Until somebody beat them, I'm gonna keep picking them. I'm going Golden State.
Ooh,
4-3. They're gonna win a game 7. They're gonna finally figure out a way to win a road game. I think the first team to win a road game will win the series, and I believe that will be Golden State. So give me Golden State and
What was the games? I didn't hear the games.
Golden State.
And 7? Oh, okay.
Oh, he said not making it out the West. Okay, that's not as big of a slight as I initially read it to be. So I was like, but how are they gonna? The Kings lose. Okay, all right. And Rod, you're a great man. Dev, who you got? Warriors.
Oof, man, like you, I was almost sold on that Kings bandwagon. Like almost be like, man, you have to pick them over the Warriors. But then you just think back of last year, a lot of teams doubted the Warriors. Wasn't going to come out the West, wasn't going to beat Boston. You know, somebody picked Boston over here, but we ain't going to point no fingers. But I think now that you get Andrew Wiggins back, that takes a lot of load off that defensive front, man, because I think that's what the Warriors was really struggling at, was trying to find that defensive identity. And now that you're getting Wiggins back and you see GP2 is starting to play a lot now, I feel like it's the Warriors' time. You just don't want to sleep on them yet. I understand they might have had a bad road season, like they was a bad road team, but you just don't want to count them out. They found ways to win. They know how to win in the playoffs. They know how to go deep into the playoffs. I'm gonna have to ride with Mickey Free and LB Showing them. But no, I'm gonna have to ride with the Splash Brothers. You know, man, and you know, with the Splash Brothers, they also got a pool party that they can also throw too. So, I like the Warriors. I feel like, oof, I might have to ride with you, man. 7, because I just don't see the Kings laying down too easily, and I think they most definitely gonna take advantage of being home.
Tell you this, I like Sacramento. They better not lose one of them first 2 home games.
Ooh, that yeah.
I'm with you. First 2 home games, it might get ugly fast. But
do you still stick with them in 7? Still stick with the Warriors in 7 if the Kings lose one of them home games?
They lose a home game, they might be gone at 5.
Ooh, okay.
6 is 2-2-1-1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be gone in 6. If they lose one of the first 2 games, they're out in 6.
Got it.
Golden State is not letting them go back home.
I'm with you on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't want game 5 Clay.
Yeah.
No.
So Kenny.
What you got, Kenny?
Warriors in 6.
That is not what I thought you meant when you said why you're taking a hard time. I did not think you had faith in Golden State.
No. I'm going to watch. This guy's on the road with the light skin references. Yeah, I just think playoff experience is the difference in this series. We got a team that's battle tested and playoff tested, and a team that's unproven, and it's going to be their first time. Most of these guys, their first time ever even being in the playoffs. So I just think experience wins out in the long run. So I'm going to go Warriors in 6.
Okay. That leads us to the 4-5. Woo! This is where the West gets good.
Ooh.
Phoenix, Clippers,
Mm-hmm.
Devin Booker, Island, Paul George, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul.
It's a goodie.
This overpaid center. Whole bunch of guys. The guy they wish they probably should have traded, but didn't. Yeah, we got the Suns. We got the Clippers. Who we got? Kenny.
I'm going Suns and I want to go 6 or 7. I'm gonna go 6. Especially with Paul George still. Is it what's the update on him? When is he back?
He's most definitely not playing in at least the first 3 games of that first round.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
I didn't know he was that hurt.
No. I was just I wasn't sure what the update was. So with him missing half the series, I'm gonna stay 6. So I'm gonna go with Suns in 6. I think they're rolling. I think they figured out they for the most part they figured out their chemistry in terms of how they're gonna play with KD, and I think my man Aiton's gonna have something to say in this series as well. So Suns in 6.
Okay. I was just reading. It looks like Paul George is supposed to be back in 2 to 3 weeks, which would have made April 11th 3 weeks. So, but he is not scheduled to be back for like the first couple games. So I didn't know that was updated. Lord have mercy. We got who it is with these LA guys in here tonight. We got
my man Flip Flop Freddie. What's up, Freddie?
Freddie, we got Blouses. I don't even know who that actually is.
He was trying to talk about the
gotta be Warriors.
The Dave Chappelle skit when he was when Prince won game the blouses.
Didn't understand how that.
No, I'm laughing at the KD line. That's hilarious.
What's going on? Is he selling bean pies in this picture? I can't tell.
Oh man!
I wasn't sure.
Man!
That tiger there. I wasn't sure.
Hey man, get off my man Easter suit. Don't do that.
Woo!
Oh man! Not the Easter suit. Oh man!
The circles are small, so I had to look tight. I didn't know that Paul George is gonna be out that many games, so that takes a lot.
That's the game changer. If Paul George is there, that's a 7-game series.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Kawhi Leonard, I think he played in the back-to-back down the stretch once, which was shocking.
Well, we don't have to worry about that now.
But my point is, I don't think he's gonna make it through the series if they have to rely on him. He can't carry that weight. His knees will give out before Paul George even gets back. Potentially, series is over. Give me the Suns in 5. We're done here. We'll let you answer.
I like the Suns in 6. I like the Suns in 6. No Paul George. Only thing the Clippers really have that that's better than the Suns, in my opinion, that can hold them in a series is their depth in their bench. With Bones Highland, everybody going at the fray tonight. I just think they have a better bench than Phoenix. That will keep. I think that will keep them.
It was hot in that Texas heat with that bow ties choking them out, man. That's
yo, man, let my man Freddie be.
I think I wore a sweater. I'm not with all the dressing, but shout out to Freddie being cleaner than the Board of Health. Go ahead, Dev. My bad.
Board of Health.
But
like I said, I like the Suns in 6. The reason why I think the Clippers is going to make it more of a game because of their bench. They got more depth in the bench than Phoenix do, in my opinion. And I like Tyronn Lue coaching style. So I like Phoenix because of their star power, but the Clippers ain't gonna make it an easy an easy series, but they just don't have enough to make a game 7 type series. So I like Phoenix.
I saw Luka beat Paul George and Kawhi. I think Kevin Durant and Devin Booker can get by quality.
True.
So we'll see. We are coming out east. 1-8 matchup would be Milwaukee and do we all have the same 8 seed? Yes, we all have Miami winning. So no, Miami would be the 7 seed. So we all have
Sherman.
not Atlanta. I have hey, tell them come see me. I ain't hiding from nobody. I'm live. Kenny. So you had Miami winning, and then you have Toronto beating. You had Toronto.
I had Atlanta beating.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Okay, so we have Milwaukee, Atlanta for you in the first.
It don't matter who those players. Both of them, I'm picking the one in. Okay. I'm picking Milwaukee. It don't matter. Milwaukee in 5 against whoever.
Yeah, I don't think it goes that long, but we'll go with 5 for you. Second round or second, the 2-7 is Boston and Miami. Do anybody give Miami a shot?
No.
6. Boston is 6.
That might go 5.
I give him 6.
Give him 5.
Just for heat culture, I give him 6.
Okay. I'm with that. And so then we start to get to an interesting matchup. I know what I believe. I believe Joel MVP. He could be Joel MVP. Joel Embiid will win MVP. I believe that team has still not figured out how to play together. I don't think they have a closer yet in key moments in the playoffs that I'm confident in. And I definitely don't trust their coach. The problem is the playoffs require star power. And I don't know if Mikal Bridges is there yet. I like the step he's taken. I think had he been playing like this in Phoenix, he would still be there, but maybe he couldn't. So maybe it was for the best. So I'm going to go Philly in 7. I think Philly will get it done in 7 at home. Yeah, Philly at 7 at home. Dev, who you got?
And it's Philly and Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
Like Philly in 6.
Philly in 6. Okay. A little less love.
I think Brooklyn just don't have that star that can bring them home on certain games. I think you can catch Philly lacking because sometimes Philly just don't never bring their A game every night. It's like you can catch Philly slipping. And I think Brooklyn can at least catch them slipping twice. And it might have to be in Brooklyn where they catch them at. But as far as them having that star power like an Embiid, that dominant figure that can dominate throughout that whole series, I think that's what Brooklyn is failing in. So I think that's where Philly can catch him at. So I most definitely like Philly.
Okay. Philly 4-2 for Dev. Kenny, what you got?
I got him at 5. I think Philly's on a mission to. Well, I think Joel Embiid, I should say, is on a mission, even more so than Philly as a team. And I just think they get Brooklyn out of there early, so I'm going Philly in 5.
Okay. And
that's my finals pick, so it's different.
I know. I remember. Just for a quick update, Kenny, you have Memphis, Philly in your final. I got Golden State, Milwaukee, and Dev, you have Golden State and Boston. So those were our original picks to start the year. Next, we get to the Cavs and the Knicks, and I think it is time for me to step aside and let the valuable the veteran, the Oracle of New York, talk to us. Florida, talk to us about.
Oh my gosh, man! This is a tough. This is a hard pick all day long. I got the Knicks in 7. I think this is another one of those knockdown, drag out series, especially with Julius Randle, being up in the air in terms of his health. So, but I like the way that we're playing going into the playoffs. And I said the good thing was that, and what we saw was that we've been playing at a faster tempo and getting up and down a little more with Julius Randle not being in the lineup. And I think that's going. I think that's actually a good time for us, even moving forward. That Randle can see now that he doesn't have to really control the ball or dominate the ball as much as he does at times. So, but having said all that, yeah, I got this one in 7. I think Donovan Mitchell is going to give us a couple of show-stopping performances, maybe a 40-piece or a 50-piece. But in the end, I'm going with my Knicks in 7.
No surprise there. Deb,
Makes you crazy.
I think this is probably going to be the low-key surprise matchup series, competitive series in my opinion, because I don't think a lot of people is really going to pay attention to this. What is wrong with this guy today? To this series, but I like Cleveland in this series. I feel like Tom Thibodeau time is up for coaching, and I think it always shows in the playoffs. He doesn't make end game adjustments. It always have to be the following game is where he makes his adjustments, and I think that's what is going to lack the Knicks at against the Cavs, because the Cavs can, if Donovan Mitchell is not going, you still got to worry about Darius Garland. Then you still got Mobley. You still got Jared Allen. Now I'm not saying that Jared Allen is going to go off on the offensive side, but he is a shot blocker. He can catch oops. He do know his role in his offense. And like I said, I just feel like Tibbs' time as coaching is coming to an end. And like I said, I'm a Tibbs fan, but for some strange reason, when he get into the postseason, man, he don't show his strength. And defense is his strength, his calling, and it seems like the Knicks don't play good defense in playoff basketball.
Yeah, Tibbs is an interesting conversation piece in this discussion. I'm not sure exactly how much I believe in his philosophy. I would like the Derrick Rose story to continue a little longer. The fact of the matter is, in my personal opinion, Cleveland's going to win this in 6. I think the Julius Randle issue is a big deal, and I do not think Mitchell Robinson is disciplined enough to stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah, that's a fact there.
With those bigs that Cleveland represents, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley can get you buckets. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland can get you buckets. I also think this is going to be an RJ Barrett series. I'm very curious to see what he does in this moment. With Julius Randle out, Jalen Brunson playing at a really high level right now, this is your shot. Like, what are you? They extended you for the first rookie that they extended in like 50 years. Show me something. And so that's really what I'm watching for, is to see what RJ Barrett does. If he comes out and gives you 25-30, then the Knicks are a dangerous team.
I think with Brunson being there, he took a step back.
But with Randall out, if he stays in that 13 to 18 range on a low efficiency night, then I think the Knicks going to have a.
Yeah, he's going to have to him and Jalen Brunson have to average 20 plus for us to win.
I'm comfortable with Brunson because I don't think Garland or people can do nothing with him.
Yeah,
Barrett is different.
And I think Quickly too's got to. We need something. We need something Quickly too.
I think he's going to be okay. I think he'll be okay. I do think starting in Cleveland's not ideal, but hopefully if you can get Randall back for the for game 3 back home, I think that can go a long way. If he don't get back by then, I think y'all in trouble.
Yeah.
I think quickly is most definitely going to be an X factor for the Knicks because he can't have those in and out moments. He can't go for 25 one game and then go for 10 the following next game. You know what I mean? He gonna have to kind of find a way to be consistent.
For sure.
So
what is my man talking about?
What's wrong with this dude, man?
He said that. Which one? It's 2 of them. They was taking pictures together. They was living their best life, apparently. No, I'm just kidding. But that's where I am. And you said you had Cleveland. How many games, Dev?
I think I said 6. Yeah, I said 6. I think
I'm the same. 6, which would have them closing out at the Garden, which would kind of be pretty unfortunate for the year that the Knicks have had. Which I give them a lot of credit. They got it together and overachieved, in my opinion. So I think
it's something to build on the following. You know, I mean, going into the off season.
Yeah,
I agree, but I think the team's gonna look a little different. I think they're gonna go big fish hunting, and so it's.
I agree.
From a lot of that roster.
I agree.
To make.
I think it's going to cost some of the roster because I think
now that new luxury tax rule, I think that's going to hurt y'all.
It might, but I think getting Josh Hart in that trade may make Quickly a little more expendable.
Oh man, I forgot about Josh Hart.
They may put him in a deal now, him or Quentin Grimes. So we got some, you got a few.
That? I'd keep Quickly. Josh Hart old.
Me personally, I like Quickly as well, but I also like what Josh Hart brings to the table too. I just like his intangibles and his, his defense as well, defensive versatility.
Yeah,
but if I have my choice, I would rather put Quentin Grimes and Quentin Grimes, a combination of Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, and Obi Toppin in the deal before I put Quickly in.
Yeah, I think most of those names you just mentioned will be gone as they try and go get somebody.
Yeah, because I think that's what we're missing. We just need that third piece for the big 3 because I think you got 2 and and Jalen and Randall. You just need that third one.
Yeah. Okay, those are our first round and play-in picks. But we do have some time left, so we do got to get to the punch. Rudy Gobert and a bit of.
I thought you was talking about the fruit punch or something, man.
Rudy Gobert just couldn't handle it, and he lashed out. Draymond responded with a exact tweet of what Rudy Gobert had to tweet out earlier this year. I do not think Rudy Gobert is a well-liked person. I personally think he's a trash individual on a lot of fronts. I'm not a fan, ain't been a fan. The COVID thing really pissed me off. He ruined the league. Maybe we would have got there anyway, but the way we got there didn't sit right with me. So I ain't a fan. With that being said, I told you, I think they're looking for a way out. I think they're trying to exit stage left. I think this has been building. I think people have been unhappy. I think they realized they made a mistake. They got killed for the trade. It hasn't worked. He's not worth it. He's not going to be able to be on the court at the end of games because he can't shoot free throws. He's an offensive liability. I think they're looking for a way out. As far as the punch, we saw much worse. We've seen it was for me personally. I'm calling it a punch because they're reporting it as a punch. I was more of a push to me.
No, he swung on him. That's for sure.
He did. Maybe he just don't know how to punch, or he's inactive. But
I'm not even going to feed him to that one. Maybe it was the Frenchman punch.
I mean, the French presidents came out today and said we ain't getting involved in the U.S. and China. French people don't know what they be in and out. They don't really be drama free, or they don't really be with the smoke. So I think he thought about it and halfway was like, "Oh, this is a bad idea, and I can't really fight." and he tried to pull it maybe, but he's a clown. And I'd perfectly fine to go play in Paris. Go trade him for Wembanyama. Bring that boy over here and send Rudy over there. I'm just not with it, but that's my 2 cents. Y'all thoughts on Rudy Gobert's punch to the chest of Kyle Anderson and the subsequent fallout?
Y'all know me and the teammates fighting. I just think that's a sucker move because I feel like you kind of know it's like picking on your little brother. You just know he ain't gonna fight back, and if you do, it's gonna be just nothing but just scratching and kicking and yelling. It's not gonna be too much, and to do it outside, what I mean, it's just like, wow, come on now, man. Why? But honestly, it's a sucker move. I mean, I don't think there's nothing in sports wise other than that time that KG was talking to Melo, how he got Melo out of his comfort zone that time. Other than that, I don't see what was the whole punch for. They talking about they yelling at each other saying what you should have done or what you could have done. It's like that's called corrective criticism. If I'm not wrong, you know what I mean? So if you say, hey, grab a rebound, hey, play some defense, block a shot, shouldn't give you the right to put your hands on me just because I'm telling you what your job is entitled. Your job, the reason why we brung you here is to grab rebounds and block shots. What are both of these guys? It's not it's not one thing, not one person said that Kyle Anderson or Rudy Gobert was going to lead this team to the playoffs. Not one of them. So for them to go back and forth, man, save it for the locker room. Save it for your tweets. Save it for your thumbs. And get for the fingers and stuff like that, man. All that fighting on the court, it's unnecessary. And I feel what Ray said, man. That it might be a way out now. They saying, hey, it didn't work. We paid you all this money. We gave up this draft capital to get you. Let's get rid of them now. It's not going to work. We can go back into the draft and get another big man, or we can just put Cat back at the big man. So I ain't want Rudy Gobert is trash. I don't see him changing. I don't care what team he's on. He's not going to change any factor, or he's not going to be Joel Embiid, most dominant big man, nothing. So I think it was soft. It was unnecessary. You can't take corrective criticism. Why is you playing in the league?
Kidding.
Yeah, I agree. It's really not much that needs to be added. I think that the biggest point is this is something that you do in the locker room, like, and this is supposed to happen behind closed doors, and nobody's supposed to see this. Because there's times where you argue, there's times when things get heated on the bench, but it should never escalate to that point. Like that's totally out of bounds and totally, out of line. And then the other thing is, you messing with the wrong one because Kyle Anderson from Patterson. If anybody knows anything about New Jersey and Patterson, New Jersey, that's one of the roughest cities in the country. So you saw as soon as he swung, he was about that action. He was trying to come see him. So, that's the other thing is that he was messing with the wrong guy because he was about it. So and again, it just messes up the whole. That's not how you want to go into the playoffs like that. That's the last thing you want hanging over your team going into the playoffs. You already it's hard enough to win in the playoffs as it is. You don't want to have these distractions going into it. So I just think the timing was bad. I just think it's a bad look all around. And but the other part is considering everything that they gave up for Rudy Gobert, then to now just void the deal or try to get out from under that contract. And even if you do, like that's just a total failure in terms of, I don't know if that GM keeps his job. If it happens the way that you guys say it, if it goes the way you guys are saying it, they get from underneath this contract some way, shape, or form, they're able to avoid it. I think whoever the GM is, he gets fired because look how much. And I looked at it. You remember the deal that they gave Utah for this guy? Like if that happens, and then you have to turn around and then void his contract, I don't think there's any way that GM keeps his job.
I mean, I think most of us were in agreement he shouldn't have his job now. So that I agree with you. I think at that point you got to really reevaluate. But the franchise has been a disaster for a long time, and so this is the unfortunate aspect. The part of it is players' careers get caught up in the mix, and right now this is partly self-inflicted. But the person that really concerns me here is Anthony Edwards. Like, I think they locked him up, so he's stuck for. And that's
Cat, both of them are locked in.
I feel less sympathy for Carl Anthony. You had chances, you stayed. Yeah, that's just unfortunate, in my opinion. But yeah, a lot going on. Some other things you guys can touch on, or we hopefully we'll get back to as soon as possible. Just due to time, we do have to get ready to jump off. But the Dwayne Haskins lawsuit, I actually wanted to kind of let that play out a little bit. I will, a bit of a report. Basically, his family is saying that, and I guess this happened about a month ago. The lawsuit was filed that they believe he was targeted, drugged, robbed, and inevitably killed. They did say that the dump truck driver they do not believe was in on it, but I did read a report that said he was reckless and driving above the speed limit. Semantic games. I don't know what that really means. If he was really reckless or it was a 65 and he was going 71. Like, I don't know. So I did want to at least put it out. Kenny, you can add any more context you want. But
No,
I didn't know enough to really speak definitively.
Yeah, I just read a quick article on it, and I just thought it was interesting to see or to hear that basically it sounds like this was like an extortion and robbery and drug. It's just really unfortunate, and I just hope that for his family's sake, I hope that they receive some type of justice, because it doesn't matter if whatever money that they get from that civil suit, it's not going to replace it. Nothing's going to replace losing a son, a husband. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope that they get the justice that they're looking for, and I just think it's a sad thing, and it's just a kind of a microcosm of society that we live in today. Is that you really got to be careful how you move around, and be careful who you associate with, and all of that, and where you go, and who you're with, because everybody, it's a lot of people that are that are low character people and just trying to make a quick buck. So it's just a really unfortunate situation.
Agreed. Dev?
Yeah, I don't really have too much to say. I just hope they can, find the closure that they're looking for, and they can find peace, man. Because, like I said, when I seen the article popped up on Instagram, I immediately stopped working and everything just to try to see what was going on about it. But I couldn't really piece it together at this early part of the stage, so I wanted to play out a little bit more too.
Cool. Before we go, big shout out to my man Mike Hughes that just was scrolling. He interviewed Aaliyah Boston tonight. I believe that's on ASAP. I don't know if that's factual or not. Respect on Miss Boston's name. Number 1 overall draft pick, Aaliyah Boston. I don't think I talked about it with you guys, but I really think the WNBA dropped the ball with this LSU thing. I talked about, I think, with my wife, but there was ample opportunity for them to capitalize. The fact that the WNBA draft was tonight, I saw little to no promotion anywhere.
Me either.
Yeah,
I didn't even know until my family was in there watching it. I didn't even know what was going on. Oh, actually, I got the alert on my phone that the first pick.
That's
so,
what I got.
Yeah, like if I didn't have the ESPN app, I wouldn't even known that the draft was even going on. So yeah, I'm with you on that. That's a bad job.
All that stuff about men not supporting y'all, they keep missing these opportunities. This was a moment where that game set records in ratings.
Yeah, they said it out. It matched the NBA Finals in terms of ratings.
It beat a number of other big ticket items, and you had storyline coming out of it with the Angel Reese, Jill Biden, Caitlin Clark.
Man,
That's storyline. That's drama.
Did y'all see where Angel Reese have 7 NIL deals that's worth over $300 and some odd $1,000? She said she
I
is
ain't
no
no rush to. I ain't no rush to go to the
And that's the
WNBA.
problem. Why is that? Do you think me personally, do you think the top 3 or 4 picks in the NBA draft think I'm better off financially in college off NIL deals than I would be getting a contract in NBA?
But that to me though, that says even more so why the WNBA, why these players should be getting paid more. Because how is it that how they can get these NIL deals for these college players and they're making 6 figures, then they can't find, the highest NBA salary is $150,000? Like, come on, man.
Somebody's stealing. It's that simple. There's too many people championing. There's too many people that have supported the
That's what I'm
WNBA
saying.
this long for them to be getting paid this amount of money. Somebody's stealing.
And WNBA just got that charter plane situation fixed for the season this year.
It's ridiculous. It is absurd. And
so they will all be flying charter this year.
Yes, they all will be flying charter. Okay, they all gonna be doing they eligible to fly charter for back-to-back, and it's gonna go continue for them in the playoffs also.
Okay, good. That's good to hear.
It took this but again, a missed opportunity here. I should not have to find about y'all NBA draft with some of the players that was just in y'all Final Four that we now recognize by name. Mm-hmm. We have name recognition for some of these players. And 1, some of your best players are saying, I don't need to run to your league. And 2, the ones that want to go to your league, you're not even highlighted. Like, it's just a failure on so many levels. And it's just frustrating. And that was not where I was planning to go, but I just happened to see that as I was scrolling. So shout out to the WNBA and the players. I don't know if this is a CBA issue. I don't know what the fix is. It's no longer an awareness issue, in my opinion. The salaries are not low because of lack of awareness. You can't tell me that. Not today.
No, that's a fact.
So I'm with you on that one.
I don't know if it's a lockout that's necessary. I don't know if the WNBA has ever locked out, and maybe that's what it takes. But then the risk is, obviously, you got to get money from somewhere else.
I want to say they had one lockout, but this is during the Cheryl Swoops, Cynthia Cooper time. Around that era, but
maybe they can compensate with modeling, I believe, and that's not like a generalization, but I know a lot of them do that. Mm-hmm. But they gotta get it together. This ain't gonna work.
They shouldn't be going overseas to get that money. They shouldn't have to do that.
To be able to stay in the States.
So hopefully they get it together. Hopefully they can right this wrong. But I just think it's such a disservice to the young ladies that are getting drafted tonight that they went about it this way. I like the way it's scheduled right after the draft, right after the tournament. Makes sense. Mm-hmm. So drop the ball on marketing it. And I don't know who that falls on, but just unacceptable.
That falls on as a whole group, in my opinion. That's the whole group, the whole promotion.
Is it on ESPN? Is that who's airing it?
It started on it started on ESPN right before the a major league game.
Yeah, they aired it. Yeah.
That's.
I don't think it's just 2 rounds as well. So
it was from 8 to 9.
Quick. Yeah, it's quick, and it's much faster than the NBA draft.
All the more reasons y'all keep everything you're telling me says.
Even more so. Right, why should have been consumed by more people. Absolutely,
they covering it. If Stephen A ain't covering it, then you telling me all I need to know, because he's your basketball guy. So why he ain't there? Why you don't send the A-list?
Yeah, I don't even think
you know what you just made a great point
about it at the during. I don't even think they talked about it during First Take today.
You made a great point, Ray. For him to be a basketball junkie, how come he don't cover WNBA?
Like, if you're trying to sell your product, and he's the face, he's the guy that they're going to put out there when they're trying to sell something. NFL, he on there. Baseball, he going to have a take. I think I saw him, and I think Charles Barkley was on like hockey one night. He will moonlight if you're trying to highlight, because he's the guy that they pay. Ain't no reason he shouldn't be at that WNBA draft, and they're covering it. They should send their version of Mel Kiper, whatever the NBA draft group is, send the same group. Like, tell them jokers that y'all paying, do the research, send your best team, send your best marketing staff, pump this thing up and sell it like it deserves to be sold. Like, it's just annoying that we're still dealing with that. But then y'all want to put it on the fans as the reason why the people ain't getting paid. No, y'all greedy and y'all either stealing money or y'all are just severely mismanaging the attention and likes and views that y'all have, and it just shouldn't happen. They should not be robbed with this moment. They should be highlighted. That girls' game got more ratings than the guys' game. Like the Final Four as a whole, South Carolina's. I know we talking about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, but it ain't like Aaliyah Boston trash.
Like, or Diamond Miller.
Like there are other names that you should be highlighting. Where's the 30 for 30, so to speak, or the all access to these? Where's the draft lead up stories? Like, where's any of that stuff? I don't like that. I don't like that. It's 11 o'clock. I'm out. Y'all have a blast. I will be back soon. Go playoff picks. Go Heat. I need that the most, I guess, at this point. And we will be back in your screens here shortly. Make sure you download that ASAP app. We're on the Google Play Store. We're on your TVs, Roku, all that. Go get that app. Shout out to Mike Hughes and all he's doing. Shout out to ASAP and us continuing to grow. Shout out to these fellas and all they're doing here and elsewhere. And we are out of here.
Whole sports, all plays. Yeah. Whole sports, all plays. Whole sports, all plays.